This 2021 article could have saved $1 billion if everyone had just followed this advice. The article is titled 12 Issues Automated Web Accessibility Checkers Can't Detect, and it's by Colleen Gratzer of Design Domination. She has a YouTube channel. I will link to it in the description. But the article starts, if you're relying on automated web accessibility tools, you're doing accessibility wrong. Just because a website passes an automated checker doesn't mean it's accessible. She continues, if you're relying on automated web accessibility tools to test the accessibility of your websites, you're approaching accessibility all wrong. You're putting your clients and yourself at risk. So we'll read just a few more sections. She talks about some of the different scans that are available, and then she talks about what they can flag, and then she gets into the problem with automated web accessibility tools. The problem isn't the tools themselves. Exactly. It's not that there's a scan that can flag several accessibility issues. She continues, the problem is that there are many web designers and developers who don't know anything about accessibility, and they're solely relying on these automated web accessibility tools to test the accessibility of their websites. Yes, this has been a long-standing problem and continues to this day. So she continues, if you're one of them and you think if you simply address the issues found by automated checkers that you're in the clear, think again, you're not. First of all, automated checkers have limitations. Limitations, yes. They can provide some value. They can instantly get a feel, you can instantly get a feel for the accessibility of your website, but they're not conclusive. And as she writes, automated checkers have limitations. They can only detect about 25% to 30% of accessibility issues. The remainder of the issues, 75 to 80%, require manual checking by a person. If a website passes an automated checker, it does not mean the site is accessible. She writes, in fact, a website can pass one or more automated checkers but still be an inaccessible website filled with major accessibility issues. Not all checkers find the same errors as one another, but again, they can only detect a small percentage of potential issues. And then she talks about conducting an audit where the checkers found only 2 accessibility errors outside of contrast errors. And then she said, when she delivered the audit report, that there were well over 100 errors. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. And we see so much of the accessibility software market that is based and centered around scans. So what people are doing is they are buying these scans and they're working towards 100% score on these scans, or they're just using them for free, not knowing or not fully realizing that the end objective is not to have 0 errors on a scan. It's to have 100, it's to have a fully conformant, in this case, a website. We want it fully WCAG conformant. So we need the audit anyways. So unless you have a specific reason why you're buying a scan or purchasing a premium software or whatever it is, you don't want to use scans to be an indicator of your accessibility or of your compliance. We're going to look to the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. The only way that we can know that we're fully conformant is with an audit that is conducted the right way. So on this next slide, I have a graphic, a few bullet points. Scans are free. Scans are limited. On the first point, so if you want to use a scan, you can use a scan right now. And I'll link to Colleen's article in the description. She lists out some scans. You can use them for free. You don't have to pay for them. It's important to remember, as she said, scans are limited and scan analytics are skewed. So if we have a platform that is based on a scan, all of the analytics are skewed to the point of essentially being meaningless because we're working to a small percentage of accessibility issues when we need to be working towards full WCAG conformance. That is why we need the audit. So that's what I have on my next bullet point. An audit is what you need. And so with Accessibility Tracker, we've built a platform that is audit based. It's not based on a scan, it's based on your actual audit. So that means you get accurate analytics, accurate tracking. You can actually know the real progress for your accessibility project, and you can track WCAG conformance issue by issue. This is the level of attention to detail that you need to actually reach full conformance and follow best practices for compliance, or reach material compliance for a given law or regulation. On this next, I'm going to tab now to accessibility tracker. What you will see is an audit report transposed inside of accessibility tracker. Now we're working from the actual issues. Now we have a complete picture of our accessibility, and one column here is you can track the status of each issue. So we have some issues marked as completed, we have some marked as validated. That's the point where we want to get to. We want to fix the issues with our team and then have them independently audited, because if we do this, then we can go issue by issue and know we've reached full conformance. But as Colleen says, automated scans they're not conclusive. They're not even close. They don't even come close to reliably identifying all of the issues. All we can look to scans for is to instantly flag several issues for review. They're not conclusive. We cannot rely upon them. They do provide some value, but for most clients, they don't provide that value because the client still needs the accessibility audit anyway. So if you need the audit anyway, then why are you purchasing the scan? And I have seen entire projects that are centered around a scan, and they're so focused on that 100% score, not realizing that that 100% score is based on 100% of issues that scans flag, not that issues that exist. So that's a very, very critical distinction. And that is why we built accessibility tracker the way we did. So everything is premised upon the audit, because you need that strong foundation so that you can reliably work and confidently work to WCAG conformance and compliance. So I will include a link to Colleen's article and accessibility tracker in the description. And yeah, this is really important. A lot of people miss this. A lot of people are so focused on Google Lighthouse or Wave or Axe, and they are all fine scans. You can use those scans and you can identify accessibility issues. But to reach full conformance, you need an accessibility audit report.